Hey everyone, this is Arijit again, back with another sports video. And इस वीडियो में we are going to have lots of fun because after my last video which I made on Liverpool was like कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए next video के लिए. So one thing I always have fun doing is predicting the results of matches. So I think why not do it? I thought why not do it on YouTube? And so इसके लिए I will be predicting some of the I think the important Premier League matches, which I think are personally important and interesting, which will be happening this weekend, and also some other, matches happening across Europe, which really interest me. So I will be predicting those. I will not get into the scoreline. I think I'll just predict for now who will win, who will draw, and who will lose, according to me. If it works out well, then in future videos I'll try and also predict the scoreline for you guys if you want. But इस video में I'll be predicting, my thoughts on who is going to win, who's going to lose, as I said. So without any delay, let's just get into it and hope you enjoy. So the first match that I'll be focusing on for today is Leicester City versus Arsenal. I feel it's going to be a very interesting game. I support Arsenal in the Premier League, and yeah, so sad times for me. But let's just get into it. So my prediction for it is obviously Leicester City have been on a roll. They have been one of the big surprises of the season. They're third in the Premier League right now, which is just crazy if you ask me. I mean, I know they were champions 3 years ago, which was like the dream run they had and surprised all of us. But if you ask me if they were gonna, be third in the Premier League after 11 games or 12 games, whatever, then I would say absolutely not. You're out of your mind. They might be in the top 8 or something, not in the top 4, not in the top 3, certainly so. Yeah, that's a surprise. So they're top 3. They're just 2 points behind Manchester City, can finish top 4. They have a very talented squad, obviously. That's why they're doing so good. They're led by Jamie Vardy, who is scoring goals like he did in 2016. He has already scored 10 goals this season. They've only lost to Liverpool in the last few games. In contrast, frustratingly, Arsenal have been lackluster. Obviously, they have got a nice attack, which is led by Aubameyang, Lacazette, Nicolas Pepe, but their defense just keeps on conceding goals. Unai Emery, I don't think he's using the right tactics right now. Maybe not the man for the job, I don't know. Because after Arsene Wenger left, I had real hopes with Arsenal, but they've just been disappointing. They've won just one of their last 4 games in the Premier League, which is obviously very disappointing. Plus, Leicester City are at home. They will be motivated to show that they belong in the top 4. And with Arsenal's terrible performances in the last few games, they even drew in the Europa League today to Vitoria or some team. I don't even remember the name of the team, but like they drew to a lackluster team in Portugal. So they are low on confidence. So with that, you will be expecting me to predict a Leicester City victory, But I would say Arsenal, in games like these, they surprise people, and I believe they're not going to lose to Leicester City. I believe it's going to be a draw. I know it's like मतलब बहुत like unexpected prediction hai, but like I think I'm going to stick with it. I think so. Leicester City and Arsenal is going to be a draw. Let's see if I'm stupid or if I'm right. Let's just see. So the second match that I'll be focusing on or predicting is not only the biggest match in the Premier League this season, but I feel the biggest match all across Europe this weekend. And it's the table toppers of the Premier League, Liverpool, taking on the second place team and the defending champions, Manchester City. So obviously, both are amazing teams. They're very hard to separate. They're locked in for the title race. But in my opinion, Liverpool are looking deadlier, and they'll be motivated to get one over their title rivals. Manchester City have a chance to, shorten the points difference between them. I think it's 5 points right now, so they'll obviously want to close down that gap. And last weekend they both came back late to win their respective games. Liverpool in general have been winning a lot of games by coming from behind. I really hope Liverpool can win this and win the Premier League this season. But since Manchester City are at home, they'll want to, close down that gap. It's a difficult one for me to predict, but because obviously it's so difficult to separate them. As I said, they're such great teams. They're fighting for the Premier League. They're on top of the table. Every team wants to be them in England. But so it's very difficult. But like just because it's at the Etihad, if it was at Anfield, I would have said Liverpool will win. But just because it's at Anfield and Manchester City generally get the upper hand on Liverpool when they face them in the Premier League, and Pep Guardiola gets the upper hand on Klopp generally. So I feel that Manchester City are going to take this one. So let's see. So the next match that I'm focusing on is the last one from the Premier League this weekend. It's Manchester United against Brighton. So let's talk about Manchester United. They have obviously been struggling a lot. I mean, I feel the problem with them is just like it's filled with young players, obviously, and I feel they lack the experience. Whether it's it's the manager or even among the players, they don't have the star power. They don't have the experience to really win those big games or put together a winning streak. Any of that. So Manchester United have been struggling a lot. They even lost 1-0 to Bournemouth last week, and Brighton, obviously interesting point, are higher up on the table right now than Manchester United. Are there 8th, Manchester United are 10th, so which is just a shameful point for Manchester United right there. Brighton have been great this season, but as far as I was looking at the record, they haven't beaten any big teams in the Premier League this season. They've lost to big teams, so I feel since Manchester United have had a decent record at home, they beat Leicester at home, they beat Chelsea at home, they drew with Liverpool a few weeks ago. So for this one, I think I'm still taking a risk. I know they should be beating Brighton, but with Manchester United, you never know. But still, I think I'll be trusting them to beat Brighton this week. So yeah, they should see this one out. Manchester United should beat Brighton. Okay, so the next match that I'm focusing on is of my favorite team, Real Madrid. They're taking on Eibar this week. Obviously, Real Madrid have been underwhelming this season. I've made a whole video about it. Please check it out. I do need the views. Anyways, so Real Madrid have been underwhelming this season. They should have won last week against Real Betis. I mean, that match was so frustrating because you saw Barcelona lose to Levante and I was so delighted. So we had a chance to go back to the top of the table, take the lead from Barcelona. Barcelona had lost 3-1. You were like, okay, come on, Real Madrid, just get the win, go back on top, and yet they drew 0-0 with Real Betis. Super disappointing. But the good thing is they hammered Galatasaray yesterday, depending on when this video goes out. But today, for me, they hammered Galatasaray. I saw that match. Rodrigo scored that hat-trick, so it was beautiful seeing that. That kind of gives me some confidence for this weekend. And Eibar are only 14th in the league, so I think Madrid should see out this one. They should easily win, and I'm hoping on that. Okay, so the next match I'm looking at is, again, from Spain, from La Liga. It's Barcelona against Celta Vigo. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. Celta Vigo are in the drop zone right now. They're, I think, 18th. So, despite losing last week to Levante and drawing 0-0 with Slavia Prague in the Champions League 2 days ago, I think FC Barcelona should easily see this one out. They should just go ahead and win. They might even hammer Celta Vigo, who knows. So yeah, Barcelona should win this one. I hope they lose. I hope they draw, so that Real Madrid can go on top of the table. But unfortunately, I think they're going to win this one. So the next one that I'm looking at takes us to Italy, takes us to Serie A. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, my favorite player. Not playing in my favorite team anymore. Juventus taking on AC Milan. Would have been a big match if it was played 5 years ago. I don't know. But AC Milan are unfortunately 11th in the league right now. They're not doing as well as their San Siro counterparts, Inter Milan. So 11th in the league. Juventus are obviously top of the league. They have been dominating the Serie A from, I don't know, the last 8-9 years they've been winning it. Maybe 8 years. So obviously very strong team. They have always dominated at their Italian teams. They even beat Inter a few weeks ago in a very close contest. They won that game 2-1. So Juve again should just easily win this one. There is no contest here, I feel. Just Juve are going to beat AC Milan. So that's it. So the last match that I'm focusing on is a biggie. It's Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund. So it's the biggest match in Germany. Borussia Dortmund right now are higher up on the Bundesliga table. Obviously, Bayern have looked shaky and unpredictable this season. They won some tough games, they beat Tottenham 7-2 in the Champions League, which was a very entertaining game to watch. But they've also lost to easier teams, like losing to Frankfurt 5-1 last week. So that was not good. They did win 2-0 in the Champions League yesterday, so that should give their confidence a boost after they fired their coach Niko Kovac on the weekend after the Frankfurt lost. So, I mean, they are obviously in transition. They've been shaky. Dortmund, obviously, super talented squad. They've got some great young players like Julian Brandt, even Sancho's doing great. Um, and interesting point, they beat Inter 3-2 yesterday, coming back from 2-0 down. So that was an interesting match to see. It was a fantastic comeback, I believe. So they'll always obviously be motivated. They'll be high on confidence, unlike Bayern Munich. But it's at the Allianz Arena. It's in Munich. So I feel Bayern Munich are going to beat Borussia Dortmund. Why? Because they have always had the upper hand on Borussia Dortmund. No matter where they play, whether it's in the German Cup, whether it's in the Bundesliga, they generally beat them. They're a stronger team. They also have a psychological advantage because like they're richer, they buy all their players. So I feel because of that, Bayern Munich are going to have the upper hand. Bayern Munich are going to beat Borussia Dortmund. I really do believe, I hope it's going to be competitive, but like I think it's not going to be competitive. I think just Bayern Munich are going to have an easy time beating Borussia Dortmund. So let's see. With that, we come to the end of our video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to the two of you who are watching, because obviously I'm not getting any views, but like if you can share this, you can subscribe. It'll be great. It'll motivate me to make more of these videos, and please comment because I'd love to talk to you. None of you comment, so please do comment. I'd love to talk to you and debate all of you guys. So that'll be fun. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one.